and invest. Botswana, our pride, your destination.
Welcome to BTV News at 3 p.m. I am Khomatsago Utukile and interpreting in sign language is Tsepiso Sekolo. Shall we start with the headlines? Botswana and France to enhance cooperation through accelerating partnerships in crucial economic sectors. Damua residents welcome the completion and handing over of several infrastructure developments projects in their constituency. While Gaborone United Sporting Club unveils a 1.5 million Pula sponsorship deal. We're live from Gaborone, the capital. Good afternoon. Now, the Minister of Communications, Knowledge and Technology, Mr. Thulagano Sekgokgo, has affirmed his ministry's quest to advocate for improvement of aspects of the digital transformation process. Mr. Sekgokgo said this during a meeting with the Minister of State for Development and International Partnerships from France, Dr. Chrysola Zaharopoulos, when they met to share ideas on ways to improve skills and technology, more especially focusing on the youth. Kumiso Mapanyani.
The invite of Minister of State for Development and International Partnership from France is considered to yield positive results in assisting this country on her transformational path in the field of technological advancement, especially that France is a force to reckon with in the space of digital technology. Minister Sekgokgo said they anticipate a high improvement in digital transformation.
So the discussions that we've had, I had the opportunity to appraise the Minister of our digitalization agenda, particularly the smart bots, and really just to speak to our landscape environment in terms of our digital transformation in the country. And we have talked particularly around the sort of support that we can obtain from France to achieve our own efforts to try and build a digital innovation system.
The partnership between the two countries with support from the European Union has been noted as vital in the improvement of digital transformation in this country.
First of all, we need, as I said, to create an ecosystem. And here you have already the political will, and there is already people and youth engineers that are already working. Secondly, we need the funding. The funding to innovate, to develop the public and private money is how we can support the youth to have skills, to manage, to grow skills. And that's why, as French Minister, we are standing to support financially and this digital hub of Botswana.
We are committed to making sure that we provide best quality connectivity everywhere we are present, but also that we support acquisition of skills and training through our different initiatives. So we have women digital centers all throughout the country. But more lately, we have opened in November 22 our Orange Digital Center that is right by Game City, where we offer free coding classes, free access to a whole range of machines that will help people prototype and develop the startup. For us, it's very important that we are able to convert the idea of industrial revolution into real life, impactful businesses led here, based in Botswana.
Mindset change is highly cherished to transform the work ethic and ultimately have positive impact on growing the national economy. Kumiso Mapanyani, BTV News, Gaborone.
Now, on the same note, Botswana and France intend to enhance cooperation through accelerating partnerships and project implementation in the areas of sustainable agriculture, tourism, and digital entrepreneurship. Now, welcoming Dr. Chrysola Zakharopoulos, French Minister of State for Development and International Partnerships, during a courtesy call to President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi. The president noted that Botswana has resources, a market, and capacity that needs strategic partners like France to assist the country realize its national aspirations.
We're very invested in engaging with France because your economy and your scientific prowess is such that we'd want to borrow a leaf from some of those. We also think we have something to offer to France, not just our capital of alignment and geographic positioning. We have land, we have water, we have people, we have minerals, we have a market. And we'd like in our engagement for France to assist us in developing this capacity in a way different from the way we were assisted when we began our independence, because we've reached a certain level of competence and capacity. Well, I would really like a more embedded and deliberate program of cooperation developed, based on the very foundational values that we talked about. As we grow with the technological advancements that we have, and biomedical interventions we want to put in place regionally and at the multilateral level, we see Botswana as a strong, not just advocate, but a strong proponent and contributor to that.
Now, moving on with our news, a press release from the Botswana Democratic Party says President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, on behalf of the Botswana Democratic Party, party leadership, and general BDP membership, has expressed heartfelt sympathies to the Dingake family and the Botswana Congress Party on the passing of Dr. Michael Kitso Dingake. President Masisi says Michael Dingake's dedication and contributions as an opposition activist and nationalist have enriched the country's democratic discourse and strengthened its political landscape. He therefore encouraged the family to find comfort in the cherished memories shared with Dingake and in the knowledge that his legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. Now, the newly elected Northwest Region BDP Chairman, Mr. Moatlhudi Sango, has pledged to lead a united and disciplined region to the October general elections. Mr. Sango said this was speaking during the Northwest Regional Congress in Maung, where he was contesting for the chairmanship with the incumbent, Mr. Tebogo Boalotswe. Sango emerged the winner with 98 votes to Boalotse's 72 votes. Mr. Sango immediately resigned from the chairmanship of the Maung East constituency to assume his new position. Maranyane Samakata.
The newly elected regional chairperson called for calm, unity and discipline among residents of Northwest Region, adding that there has been growth in discipline in the region, which he pledged to uproot swiftly.
The constitution of the BDP is that is our blueprint. We cannot entertain barrage. We have fast acquired reputation. A very unstable region. And that is our first project, to ensure that there is discipline in the Northwest Region.
Mr. Sango says that they aim to win all 7 constituencies in the Northwest at the next general elections.
We will come up with a pledge card and a strategic plan for reclamation of the Northwest Region into the BDP fold. And this will be a comprehensive plan, very comprehensive, and that is very important direction. Underlined agenda plan. It will be informed by our manifesto, or MOSHA, informed by prevailing issues on the ground, on Northwest, introspection,
our challenge is we must take this legacy and move it forward for it to party aruna. How can we do banana baruna? The Boriri, Yamina is a more retable, Kiamu, Raimu Nela Banana Chelanka, or are we just going to say this legacy Yamachani Navaka, Ilate, Jagamano, COVID-19, in a Lapeka, Locally temporary, of course. Kahore, Narata Kauno did 4 out of 5 years na day. Me my time war nakara kubukanija. Kiko read recommit to make sure that we recover these constituencies.
The Northwest region unanimously resolved to endorse President Dr. Mokwetsi Masisi as the presidential candidate at the next general elections. Maranyane Samakata, BTV News, Maung.
Moving on with our stories, several projects have been completed and handed over to residents of Damchujana, which is one of the RADP villages in Madinari constituency. Now, some of the projects include potable water reticulation and road network infrastructure. These developments were well received by the residents. The resealing of the 10-kilometer access road from Sirule to Silibepiko is expected to commence soon, marking the successful delivery of projects to Damchujana that have been on the pipeline since 2019. Karabo Mulusi has more.
The road, which connects the primary school, clinic and Kotla, was constructed at the cost of 461,401 Bula. The Kotla shelter project was funded to the tune of over 1 million Bula. Reference to the report, the two projects were implemented by the citizen-owned companies through the Citizen Economic Inclusion Act. They were completed on budget and set time frames.
Komponeni hirile bana ba mono ba harlenteng ha ba le somele bongwe ko re 11 ke tsone dio tse leng gore ha re neela bora kontraka re ba re a re direng mme re dira le bana ba mono gore le bone ba khone go ba le bogo re a dithabolo ntse di nna yana dithabolo le matshelo a batho
ka 2019 ha re kopana ha ne gona le bothata jo botona ja lenyoro metsatsi eno ka 2024 banwa metsi o sena lone lobo le re le mo go lone gompieko ba ga isolobo re bata gone ka maranyane gape gore dikgota tsa rona tse e be re kgona go ntsha molaetsa tautona kgona go ntsha molaetsa le go ga borone ha ntsha molaetsa be le kopanna gone ha e be le beelwa screen kana television ya kana go dirwe e be le kgona gore tautona be le mmona ka sebelebele.
The completion of the projects and handing over at the beginning of the government's financial year lessens the burden of delayed projects in Damchujana, ushering in a promising future as the village was accorded a ward status after the council ward delimitation exercise.
Go ya go 278 ra le bogala dipalo tseo ba le phatala diphologolo ba ra ba le boga ka banna ba tla gore thola le go tshosa ditlou tse di mo motseng wa rona.
The series of development projects in Damchujana will continue with the resealing of the 10 kilometers access road from the Serule-Silibepikwe junction expected to commence shortly. Karabo Mulusi, BTV News, Damchujana.
We're live from Gaborone, the capital. Thank you for staying with us. Now, as we continue with our stories, the visual arts industry has the potential to contribute towards the country's economic development if only it can receive the support it needs to thrive. This was said by the communications director of HB BOTSWANA, Mr. Omogolo Matumo, when updating stakeholders on his organization's collaboration with Tapon Visual Arts Center. This initiative seeks to promote local artists by renting out their works to different corporations farms in order to attract both local and international markets. Yangemali Moyo.
The Taking Art to the World initiative, which is being spearheaded by HB Botswana and Thapong Visual Arts Center, has begun to yield promising results for the local visual artists. This initiative seeks to promote local artists by renting their works in different corporations to attract the local and international market. This is a 3-year agreement contract, and so far it has been a year since it started. We have agreed with Thapong Visual Arts Center to rent 10 of their art pieces, in which we will be differentiating them each and every after 3 months, and this will benefit both the company and the local artists. What we have realized is that the economy should not only be reliant on one sector, hence why this initiative that will boost the visual arts industry because of its great talented personnel. As the market for visual arts has been uncertain, there is now a glimmer of hope for the local artists that they will eventually be able to make a living from their creative work.
And this is a strategic place for us. HB, they are dealing with diamond, they are selling diamond to different people, and different people comes here. Once they come here, they see local art, they buy it. It also benefit to the artists, and we had an agreement with them that we want to bring up our works every 3 months to exchange them, so that when your people comes here overseas, wherever they come from, they can be able to collect the local art, because some of them, they don't even have time to go to Thapong to buy artworks.
The collaboration between the two entities is expected to motivate visual artists to go all out, as vital skills have proved worthy and more viable to help one in making a better living. Yangemali Moyo, BTV News, Gaborone.
Now, the Member of Parliament for Palap, Mr. Onnetse Ramokgapi, has encouraged the residents of Palap to make good use of the Botswana Speaks initiative that seeks to connect MPs with the electorates through ICT-based platforms. Mr. Ramokgapi hailed the system as it seeks to exchange the already existing Khotla system and allows the constituents to voice out their concerns through Botswana Speaks platform. Ki ipidile Kgaolepale with more.
Botswana Speaks has transformed interactions between electorates and members of the National Assembly. Palap lawmaker Mr. Onnetse Ramokgapi says the platform is beneficial to his constituency as it has closed the gap that MPs are not able to physically meet their electorates whenever they wish. Most of the time, people cannot attend Khota meetings as they have work commitments, especially the working class and the youth. So this initiative enables them to air their concerns through the use of the internet. Due to the nature of their duties, members of the parliament have a little time to attend to their electorate's concerns on a daily basis, hence the government came with an initiative to bridge the gap between the two. The government of Botswana, through Botswana Speaks, will enable MPs to connect and interact with their electorates as they voice out their concerns and suggestions. The spin-offs of Botswana Speaks are limitless as it accommodates members of the public who cannot attend Khota meetings to engage with their area legislators as they can now send their concerns and suggestions through the internet. Ki ipidile Kgaolepale, BTV News, Palap.
And now in our last story, farmers in Ngamiland have been advised to be proactive in herding their livestock to easily monitor disease outbreaks such as barn tick infestation and foot and mouth disease. This was said by Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Fidelis Molao, during the inaugural Ngamiland Farmers Field Day in Moana Twin Farm on Saturday. Tiny Tukudu reports.
Foot and mouth disease has proven itself to have dreadful effects that are detrimental to the country's economic growth. If not controlled, its outcomes could adversely affect the beef industry and inhibit it from gaining access to international beef markets such as European Union. Gaminate farmers have therefore been urged to register their cattle for FMD vaccination in numbers, as last year's adherence rate stood at only 71%.
Yone vaccination campaign
We will embark on a vaccination campaign starting from May to June in this region. You should get your livestock ready. Assist each other to repair your crops at the crashes for your livestock to be vaccinated against foot and mouth disease. We talked about bone tick disease, which is mostly found in the Okavango region, and it's now spreading towards other parts of Northwest. It's important that through skills imparted to you as farmers, you should be able to use the dip distributed to your area effectively. Farmers have been employed to increase their herd to expand their chances of benefiting from selling them as well as their value chain development. With value chain, we can start other businesses because not everyone is interested in farming. There are so many products we can get from farming. Therefore, we can benefit a lot from the value chains. The Ministry of Agriculture is envisaged to erect an electric fence at the Nokaneng artificial insemination, as it was costly to maintain the existing one that is said to have been destroyed by elephants. Tainu Tukudu, BTV News, Moana Twin Farm.
Well, that story brings us to the end of our bulletin for this hour. However, Tato Kosimore is on standby with the sports news.
Thank you, Khomotso Otokile. This is In Context, the sports update brought to you by Tato Khosumure. Thank you for joining us, and let's take a look at our top story this afternoon. Gaborone United Sporting Club has unveiled sponsorship deal worth 1.5 million pula from Trednik, who will be their official partners for the next 3 seasons. The sponsorship covers GU's men, ladies, and youth development teams. Tlamelo Munsusi.
Trednik's managing director Jola Londe says the sponsorship is well aligned to their vision of helping the youth to achieve their dreams and aspirations.
We hope the sponsorship will go a long way in assisting Gaborone United achieve its goal of developing football, organising and running football activities, and nurturing young talent in Botswana.
Meanwhile, Gaborone United managing director Nicolas Zakem says he's very happy about the new sponsorship deal and he will ensure that it bears fruits for both parties.
Our players here, the senior players and the lady players, they're gonna enjoy it and make sure when they put that kid, they win, and they need to win. No more room for them to lose a game. They know it, both on the side, the senior team and the ladies team. From now on, no draw, no losses. 9 wins, 5 wins, and we home try to play the cap. So we need to push, so no room, guys.
For his part, the president of the Botswana Football Association, Maclean Leswiti, encouraged local clubs to attract more private companies to sponsor them to help in professionalizing local football.
Today's football clubs need to have bank accounts. For clubs to attract corporate sponsorships, they have to do more to demonstrate to potential sponsors that they will get value for their money. Corporate sponsors are always very sensitive about who their brands get associated with. For clubs to attract corporate sponsorships, they have to demonstrate a lot of adherence to good governance. Every sponsor wants to be associated with a football club that shows awareness on social issues like climate change, inclusivity, the environment, sustainability, and gender issues.
I'm very happy for the new partnership, and once again, thank you for coming on board. And we challenge other people in the commercial sector to identify teams like Nchudi Center Chiefs and VTM as a sponsorship opportunity. We will continue to make ourselves available to assist and guide, to make sure that partners are able to get their returns on their investment and the necessary exposure and mileage in terms of the whole valuation of the properties that are available.
Gaborone United will start using their new kit, which has the Tradinic logo on the left sleeve of their kit and replicas. The new logo was also revealed at the sponsorship launch. Khobana Nesehedi, BTV Sports, Gaborone.
Moving on, Auska Region 5 held a commemoration for the month of sport for development and peace on the 6th of April. The commemoration is an extension of the United Nations International Day of Sport for Development and Peace, also celebrated on April 6th. In recognition of our sport's broad influence, the global theme of 2024 is Sport for the Promotion of Peaceful and Inclusive Societies. The Region 5 commemoration will last for the entire month of April, with a number of initiatives lined up to raise public awareness on the role of sport in promoting national development and the peace. To close off the month, Region 5 and its stakeholders in Botswana will host a workshop with athletes, students, teachers, and sport administrators to discuss the role that sport can play in creating peaceful and inclusive societies.
Culminating into a workshop that we'll be hosting here in Botswana at the National Stadium on the 24th of May. But we also are quite glad in that this commemoration coincides with our 25 years of existence as we amplify our voices towards creating a peaceful and inclusive societies as part of our Silver Jubilee celebrations. Our messaging is that peace is threatened, particularly today in our region, not by the sound of the guns and gunfire, but by poverty, by substance abuse, by climate change, by cyber crime, and a number of other economic challenges. So as sport, we are asking ourselves, we are playing a role to ensuring that we create jobs, we create safeguarding policies that ensure that women, girls, people with disabilities live in an inclusive and a peaceful society through various training initiatives and policy formulation, but also strategies under what we are calling the Heart 28 theory of change, which is emphasizing the need for us to emphasize and prioritize heritage issues, identify who we are as a people. And as Africa, we're known to be a peaceful continent, and therefore we want to ensure that it remains as such. We look into elements of excellence, we look at agility in our policy formulation, we look at resources that must be directed towards promoting peace and transformation, which is a mindset shift.
And our last story this afternoon, this national women's football team, the Mets, played to a 1-1 draw against Namibia in an international friendly match played at Royal Area Stadium. The Mets' solitary goal came through Liungo Senuelo in the 24th minute before Namibia equalized through Zanetta Coleman on the 30th minute. Let's take a look at the match highlights. That's it from In Context, our sports update. Stay tuned for more from In Context. God bless.
Mohau wa morena Jesu o be le rona kaofela, mohau wa gago Jehova o be le setšhaba sa go kaofela le lerato la Modimo.